Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the pre-show of round number 3 of the season 2 of the All Out Monster Truck Series. I'm Thomas Frasco, once again joined here by last week's commentary team, which is now going to be the main commentary team for the rest of the season. It's Steven, the driver of Ghost Division, and Patrick, the driver of Toxic. Guys, welcome back to TF Motorsports. And now we're here for the shortest course of the entire season, this being Manchester, a straight line of cars. So what's your thoughts going into this event specifically here, as this is the only concrete floor we have?
I'm quite excited. Feels nice after having served my prison sentence after Tampa last week. Um, but no, I'm really excited. This is going to be a very different course because the previous tracks we've been on were all massive floors. So the transition from these big full-size stadiums to these tiny little arenas with only a couple cars in there is going to be very interesting to see how these drivers handle the tracks because it's going to be a lot less about speed and more about timing off the line and a lot more finesse going over the cars. So I'm quite excited to see how everybody handles that.
Patrick, what about
And I
you?
will
What's your thoughts?
definitely um I'll definitely say this is definitely a lot different. It's kind of bringing me back the good old Thunder Nationals day vibes when back then they used to run in concrete arenas. They would go out and they would do freestyle, which we would later know as the wheelie competition, but they called it freestyle back in them days. They would flatten the cars, and then after they did that, they would start racing, and the Thunder Nationals was a staple of monster truck history for many years. They used to, of course, nowadays we drive modern monster trucks, but back then they used to drive leaf spring trucks, and those trucks were really rigid and stiff on concrete surface compared to modern trucks. But this is going to be a pretty interesting track for us tonight since it's on concrete and not dirt this time.
And yeah, last time we were in Newark for our arena track, and that was the Monster Jam Arena Pod, which had some pretty good moments, and that was also live streamed. But now we're going to see the difference between that with a basic Thunder National style track. Now, going into this event, going for the points, Adam is currently in the lead with Goldberg by a slim margin with 27 points. Omar behind with 19. And Patrick, you're actually third with 16 points. Behind them is Grafe Prowler with 15. Steven has 14. Coop has 12. Felipe has 10. And GC has not competed since the first event. He has 2. So currently, after this event, Adam is just building up this lead. But going into tonight, Crusader will be a new driver, bringing in a brand new truck, which we will be seeing later. And we're super excited to see how he does. But also we have some regulars in here. We have Coop in Son of a Digger, who's had a very great, strong few events. Grave Prowler has been struggling a little bit, but he's still looking to try to defend his racing and points championship. And Felipe also just getting over those gremlins that's been biting him in the earlier parts of the season. But now we're super excited to see where this goes leading into round number 3. So with this competition, there's something to note about this racing track compared to the others. It is just one jump. And the finish line, of course, is just at the end of those cars. Do you think we're going to be seeing a lot of close racing? We'll start with you, Steven. What are your opinions on this track for racing?
Very excited. Like I said before, it's going to be a lot more about finesse and the timing you get off the line. So I know drivers like Grave Prow is going to have a lot of fun with this track, and it was very fast off the line. So it's not going to come so much to the speed around the course like it has been the past few weeks, or how you take a corner like it was last week in Tampa. It's going to be all about how fast you can get off the line. So instead of looking at the end of the track for the most action, me personally, I'm gonna look at the beginning so I can see how fast each driver gets off the line, because it's gonna be very tough to be able to come back from a gap on this style of racing. So it's gonna be very. I'm very excited to see how everybody handles this.
All right, Patrick.
Um, like Steven said, it's going to take a lot of finesse. And it's just a straight line drag race. As long as you are lined up and hit the cars and not go all cattywampus, I think everyone will do just fine. I might have a slight edge in this track because it is straight line, and I'm really good at straight line racing. Although I have been good in many other racing styles, but I would say straight line is where I'm right at home.
And this track is going to be very, very tough, I think, from the jump. Because what we have here with the cars, the way how they are, it actually already kind of crumbled a little bit from when they prepped the track. So this could either set the truck forward or on an angle, so that also kind of adds the excitement. And because of how close the racing is going to be, I'll have to make the calls, as only the fans here will be able to watch the results pretty much, as it might be a little bit delayed for some of the guys here in the booth. But yeah, we're just about 8 minutes away from the start of this thing. What do you think Adam's going into this with, as he won with the two tracks that were relatively similar compared to you know, the St. Louis style racing, but tonight it's just straight line. What do you think his thoughts are going into this event?
Well, I feel like he's gonna have to have a massive switch in mental state because he's like we have mentioned before, that Glober is bad fast around the long sweeping corners and throughout the long straights, but now he has to really just get basically jump the gun and go for it. So it's gonna be quite interesting. He's gonna have to change up his strategy a little bit, whether that's how he lines up or see if he can do anything to that truck and see if they can somehow get an advantage out of it, because it's going to be quite difficult to get out of that mindset. But knowing he's a great driver, so I'm pretty sure he's got this all under control.
Um, yeah. So just like what Steven said as well, I absolutely agree with him on that. But I would definitely say Grave is definitely right at home with straight line racing. So I would definitely say that Grave definitely has an edge on this, but there's only one way to find out. But I will say this though, Adam's got a lot of pressure on him to try to stay number one all season, and as we always say, consistency is key.
And with this track, again, it's the smallest track of our schedule. And now going into the remainder of our schedule, as I'm taking a look right now. So we have Manchester, then we're going to Toronto. That's back to a stadium, Seacock Speedway. That is going to have some very tight racing, and also it's custom made. There's several variety of track here on the schedule from all 12 events. And yeah, again, this is the smallest track of the entire season. And even though that it's the smallest track, this still has full points currently up for grabs. It's not an exhibition event. It is not like an event with bonus points on the line. It is an event with full points. Every single point, just like a regular event. So even though that it's an arena, these drivers are not going to hold back in qualifying and racing. And of course, we have side acts. We also have the rock crawlers, and we have go-karts making an appearance for tonight for a little bonus. And of course, the exhibition freestyles are at the end of the show after our second side act. So we're roughly 5 minutes away. Steven, what's your final thoughts going into this event here at Manchester?
It's gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be very interesting to see all the drivers shift mindsets after the big floors of Anaheim and Tampa. So I'm very excited to see how it translates to this tiny arena floor. Also the first and only event on concrete as well, so that's definitely gonna play a factor as well. And I'm really excited. Let's get this show underway, baby. Let's go, Monster Jam.
How about you, Patrick?
Yeah, it's definitely definitely is gonna shake up things tonight, and I'm glad that this is a full points event. It's not like what the Monster Jam Stadium series do in real life, where they have just one arena and that's like an exhibition show. Um, I'll tell you what, man. I'm not gonna hold back as long as I can try to claim the fastest time and try to get as much wins as possible. I think I can still keep myself in the top 3. Let's go.
It's going to be a very, very close competition here at Manchester, live on TF Motorsports. Again, I want to thank some of the guys who are just tuning in to our third round out of the 12 for Season 2 of the All Out Monster Truck Series, where racing is the number one priority of the series. Round 1, we saw some close ones. So did Round 2, but now Round 3, it could go either way depending on how they start off and how they hit the cars. And, of course, we'll start off with qualifying in about 3 minutes. So we'll just be hanging tight for just a few moments. And we'll be getting ready for All Out Monster Truck Series action here live tonight. I want to thank some of the admins that are here tonight. Coop the Boss, who's been a regular for the All Out Monster Trucks, or just the TF Motorsports Rigs and Rods stuff. He's been helping out throughout quite a few years here on our content, and he's also put up some very great performances. Glad to have him on the team. Grave Prower, of course, a big supporter for TF Motorsports. I want to shout out him and his race team. We also want to shout out Warthog, who is driving tonight in a different truck, and he also has a Rigs and Rods Tour Monster Massacre, a breakable series. Each Thursday, he will bring out these breakable trucks made on Sim Monsters, and he'll put them to the ultimate test. Be sure to reach out to Wart on how you can join Monster Massacre. And of course, Stephen Butterlord, Patrick, the old school Monster Truck fan, helping out in the commentary booth, and big supporters for TF Motorsports. I want to thank them for joining up here in the booth, as we are soon going to be getting ready in less than 2 minutes for our qualifying to start off Monster Truck competition. One minute away. We are just 1 minute away from qualifying to start off the Monster Truck competition. Cones are set on our end, so we can see exactly who finishes where in our racing competition and qualifying to help the viewers back at home. Shout out to DJ Barnes for joining in and leaving the first comment.
Honestly, I better get the stream up so I can see the comments.
All right, it is time. We are ready to get things underway as Monster Truck qualifying is set to take place. So we do have other drivers who are a little slow going into tonight, so we will have to jump to our first driver, Felipe in Uproar. He's going to be your first driver going in to qualifying here at Manchester.
Yeah, Felipe, as we saw last week, he can be a pretty competitive driver when things go his way. So I'm very excited to see how good he can do here in this little arena.
Yeah, let's see how well he does going into this event. He's had some mechanical gremlins get to him, but trust me, I think tonight he's got that all figured out going into this event.
There he is pulling onto the track. Your first competitor here tonight in qualifying, Felipe in the Devilish Motorsports Uproar. He has had a very, very great first few appearances here on Season 2. Season 1, he's had some pretty good success. And now we're going to see if he's able to go ahead and get the first, we'll see if he's able to get the fastest time first run right out of the gate. We're currently setting up the clock real quick. And now it is set, and now we're going to have Patrick do the honors of doing R in chat. And then the red and green. A little bit of a team effort here. And we're going to see what he does here for his first time. And yep, once he takes off the line, that's when it stops. 1.884 is the first time. And again, these times are going to be so close together. That's the challenge with pretty much this qualifying and this racing competition coming up. So 1.884 is the first time. We're going to see if he's able to beat that time. Patrick once again asks Felipe.
And he's off.
And he's just going to beat it. 1.694. That's going to be the first time. Felipe Uproar.
One thing
I'll tell you what, that was a wicked fast time, I'll tell you.
Yeah. One thing I will say, I'm very curious to see how the cars would play into this, because sometimes when it comes to longer drag races, sometimes you don't want to get too much air off the jumps and off the cars, because it actually slows you down because you can't keep the foot on the gas. So I'm curious to see if it's better to get a little more shallow air and over the cars and try and get a little bit of the tires to kind of grip a little bit, and then get that time back on that little straight before crossing the finish line, or if you're just better off going all out and just flooring it right off the bat. So it's gonna be very interesting to see.
All right, next up it is Steven in Ghost Division. As he's looking to get some more success in the racing competition, has been kind of struggling a little bit, but now he's looking to try to get some redemption, this time on this drag racing style. And again, the racing competition is going to be very, very close. They got to time the green right, and then they just got to nail it with hitting that ramp. All right, first qualifying time, ready. Watching Patrick with the lights. 1.531. Great first time there for Ghost Division. As now we're going to have to quickly halt the process one quick second. We're just going to put down the information so we don't lose it. And now we are good for the second time for Ghost Division. Steven looking to try to get his first racing win of the season. And these qualifying times are going to help a little bit. And he's going to knock that one off, 1.429. So he holds the fastest time. And with how this track is, these times are going to get close.
I definitely will say he's definitely getting some air off of those cars, so that should help him a little bit. But if he goes too much, he'll definitely slow himself way down.
And yep, he had a really, really good second time. That will put him in the #1 spot as of right now. And once again, once we get to the rock crawler races, during that we will set up the racing bracket, and that will be after qualifying. So Crusader is going to be the next one up. Brand new driver to TF Motorsports in the All Out Monster Truck Series, but I believe he has driven many times before, as this is his custom truck. I believe it might be his custom truck. This is Hail to the King with a different chassis setup, so we're going to see how he does on this course. 1.772. Yeah, 1.772, not quite as fast. Again, you can see that chassis is a lot different compared to what we have with the other trucks.
Oh yeah, especially with it being an NAMT, that's definitely different for sure.
Definitely makes it interesting though.
All right, so his second time is slower, 1.856, so 1.772. His first time will be his. And that will put him just in last as of right now. But still a great first showing for Crusader and Hail to the King. Next up, it is going to be your defending racing and defending points champion, that being Grafe Prower in Max D. We're going to see how he does in his qualifying attempt. And he appears to be having a different... His truck is not appearing on my end.
It isn't appearing on mine as well, so I'm not sure why.
I think he
It
might...
was appearing on mine.
Yeah, I think he might have a different link, I think.
Maybe. Might have to use one of his older designs then.
Oh,
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, I think he might have put in a truck that was maybe being worked on or something. But now here he is, bringing out Maximum Destruction.
There he is, showing off to the crowd.
Grafe Prower looking to try to defend his racing and points championship. And again, what's happening with Grave is he's just going into the season with really no pressure or anything. He doesn't really care if he wins or loses. He just wants to put on a show, which is good. And that could really take that pressure off. And yeah, unlike the other season, he's actually had really just a lot more calmness, and he's been doing pretty well, I must say.
Yeah, and going in with no pressure definitely helps. I know it helps me if I don't put pressure on myself when I drive. So that's probably just a big relief off his shoulders. So he's gonna definitely tear it down here in Manchester.
All right, watching for the green. Oh, Pete, there we go.
There we go.
2.041 for Maximum Destruction for the first time, and again, we didn't turn on the time when he was in neutral. We started the time once he leaves the line. That's the rule. Once you leave the line, that is when the clock starts when you're in qualifying. So 2.041 is the first time for Max D.
He's getting all lined up for his next hit.
And yeah, pretty much it's just a next hit because yeah, it's only one one jump. Simple as it gets. Oh, goes for a rolling approach. He got faster, 2.030, but still seems to be significantly slower compared to the rest of the field.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some kind of issue with the motor in that truck. I don't know, but hopefully he can get that fixed before racing starts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, next is going to be Patrick and Toxic. So Steven will be doing the commands in the chat, so we could still do qualifying pretty smoothly as I'm the one timing these. So far, currently in the lead in qualifying is Steven with a 1.429. So far, no one's topped it, but Patrick is an old school fan from top to bottom, and there's a good chance that he could pull ahead and maybe get this.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how he handles this. As I heard before in the pre-show, he definitely fancies himself. He definitely likes this style of track. So yeah, I can't wait to see how he does.
And now he pulls up to the line. And now he is set. We're going to watch the chat from Steven. 1.492, taking a look. He's getting close. That's his first time. 492. That so far puts him second, but he still has one more attempt to go. He's really giving it his all here.
Something I've noticed with qualifying is that almost every truck's second run is faster than their first. So
I think
it shows a lot that they're really getting the hang of this.
I think because, the first run is their first. Because, again, you can't really do practice with crush cars. But after they're done with that first run, they're already used to it. So now they know how to hit it. And let's see how Patrick does for his second. 1.598. That actually was slower. So his first time will be his fastest, but he'll be in second place. So far, Steven, you're currently in that number 1 spot. We still are going down the list of drivers. We got Ward, we got Coop, we got Adam, and we'll go to Omar last. Again, Omar is not in the game, but we will ping him last up. And then if he doesn't make it within that 2-minute clock, then we go right to our side act while we set up our racing brackets. So coming up next is going to be Warthog. He made his appearance on this series.
At Bridgeport.
Yeah, at Bridgeport at the season finale during the Racing Championship. And he just came up short to Grave when Ward was driving Hot Wheels and Grave was driving Avenger. And now we're going to see what happens here as Warthog makes his points debut. And this is his second overall event of this series.
Yep.
Yeah, we're getting into some real heavy hitters now. All these guys have years of experience under their belt, so I'm really excited to see how these guys handle this track.
Yep, TF Motorsport veterans, as I like to call them. And look at that, for Season 2, he ditches Hot Wheels and he decides to go for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle truck. A nice little nostalgia piece for some of the hardcore Monster Jam fans from the 2000s and 2010s, if you remember this Raphael truck.
Right.
Really great looking piece, but this time
Yep.
with a little modern twist with BKT tires.
And that truck looks so good. It's never ever looked bad, no matter what it's ran or how it's run. So I'm very excited to see how Ward does it.
And also, Randy Brown drove Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at several World Finals, and then at one of the World Finals, Pablo Huffaker drove Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, just to put that fact out there for all you fans out there.
All right, now Patrick's going to give the commands once again, since now he's back in. And Wart's going to try to
just
get...
gotta wait for him to slow.
Yep, he's currently at the line.
Yep. I can't see him.
All right, so we'll... you got, like, lag on your end?
No, I...
Oh, you just don't have the truck.
Let me actually... Nope, I don't have the truck.
Whoops.
Whoopsie daisy. I'll be back.
Anyway, so I guess Steven will now give the command for Wart. As I have the timer set. Question mark put. Answers. And now we watch out for that red and get ready for the green.
No, it was definitely not lag.
1.640. 1.640. First time for Warthog in TMNT.
Alright, I got his truck now. Now I can do the lights.
So now his first time is recorded. Warthog currently flattening the car, giving maybe a little bit of an advantage for his...
Or it could also be lining up, seeing how it launches as well.
All right, Patrick is back, and he is doing the red and green. 1.708. So his first time was faster. 1.640 for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle with Warthog behind the wheel. Currently, Ghost Division is still your number one qualifier. We got, as of the event info shows, 3 runs to go. Coop, Son of a Digger, is going to be next. We're going to see if he's able to get the number one qualifying spot. And as we've seen with some of the qualifying runs, this truck is mad fast. As now he is in game. Going for the older setup.
Yep. Coop is definitely one of the best drivers I have competed alongside with. Really good.
Again, this is not his first time out here. He's competed years in TF Motorsports, dating back to 2020 with the old Monster Meltdown days.
Wow, that's fast.
1.881 though. Again, these runs aren't quick, but I did hear when he went to second gear, it sounded kind of slow pulling off the line. So 1.881 is his first time. We're going to see if he's able to beat that time.
There was some things like that transmission. I don't know.
1.881, that first time from Son of a Digger. Cooper Boss looking to try to get his second qualifying run, the big money maker.
Yep. Let's see how this will do. Oh!
That's actually slower from that way he hit the ramp and came down. 1.916, so 1.881 is his first time.
Yeah, I feel like the best strategy you do is try and either point that truck up in the air or try and keep it level for when you land. Because I feel like if you nose over to when you as Coop's shown, if you nose over too much, it actually slows you down.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
All right, next up for qualifying is your current points leader and the one who made the thumbnail for this video here, live event, Adam EXE in Goldberg. He's won both racing championships in season 2. Now he's looking to try to get racing win number 3, and he's also done really well in qualifying. But going into tonight, it's a little different because he's usually been winning on those turning courses, but this is only a straight line course, so this could be very, very different for Adam. We'll see how he does, as now he is in, having that checkered flag once again on the back of the truck. Old Motor Madness.
I will say he's definitely a madman this time. This guy is definitely on fire.
Yeah, he wants to win everything. He wants to win every week if he can. He wants to win everything every week, so he's always going to be a threat throughout this entire season.
You got that right. Oh.
2.103. That's his first time, and I don't know if the truck's tires got caught or he hit the brake, but that slowed him down significantly. 2.103 is his first time. Goldberg, Adam looking to try to get the fastest qualifying time. After this, we see if Omar will make it to the line. 2.103 is the first time. Here comes the second.
Here he goes. Whoa.
He got faster, but just by only a touch. 2.028 is Adam's time.
I wonder if it's the women's chassis. Because you notice Grave as well was abnormally slow for his standards. So I think it could be just the chassis. The women's is just not it for this track.
Yep, I would say definitely the CRD and the Cohen and the Metal Shop chassis, which I'm using, are definitely the way to go for this small track.
And yeah, that's actually kind of shocking going into this, because usually, as we've seen with Monster Truck Racing, Willmans seem to be more superior. And yeah, with this track, seems like the lower hanging chassis are kind of having a little bit of trouble, but the ones that are a little bit more elevated seem to be doing a lot better.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
And yep,
Yeah, because
Omar. Oops, sorry, go ahead.
my truck isn't really that tall at all. It's actually kind of a little bit short to the ground, but it still can definitely get the job done.
All right, so Omar has made the call. Gravedigger is officially competing tonight. Omar has had really, really close battles with Adam and several other drivers, but he hasn't gotten that racing win. He did, in the first competition, he did well in qualifying. The second one, he forgot there was a second time and left early, but now he's set and ready to go, and he brings back that Gravedigger.
Yeah, Omar is always going to be a threat, and especially now because I'm sure he's frustrated after losing in the first 2 weeks and by so close margins and by running consistently all season long so far. He wants to get that win sooner rather than later.
And yep, now he is lined up. Gravedigger looking to try to get the #1 spot from Ghost Division. 1.530, a good start. He's got one more hit to go. He's got to go to the yellow lane. .530 for Gravedigger for the first qualifying time. Now to the yellow lane for his second. Gravedigger set. His second time was slower, 1.891. 1.530 will be his fastest time. And again, as I said, these times are just really, really close.
Yeah, within only a couple tenths of a second of each other, so it's always going to be close when a track is small.
And yep, Steven,
Yep.
Steven got the #1 qualifying time in Ghost Division, so he's got lane choice. And now we're about to see our first side act of the night, and that is the Showtime Rock Crawlers as we set up the racing bracket. They'll be going pretty much the same track. It is the Monster Truck track, and they're just going to try to put on a show with some pretty close races in that regard. As now the labels are turned on so we know who's who. So Steven and Patrick, you guys take it away. As we're about to have some rock crawler action while we set up the racing bracket. It actually looks like Patrick and Steven are already there. So it might be a tad bit slower with setting up the bracket. Coops in. Alright, so I'll have to do the lights on this race, but then after this, I'll have to quickly edit while the rest of it goes on. Alright, watch the lights. Oh! Steven made a big mistake. Patrick got it. And again, it's those cars. Can't iron wall them with these things. You gotta kind of roll over them like you're going over a rock. And now, Steven, you could you can do the call and the lights for this next one. And who knows if Felipe might hop on too.
Yeah, I didn't realize how sharp the cars actually were.
Alright, so it looks like the winner of this will face Felipe.
Oh.
Or my mistake. Alright, Steven, take it away.
Alright, we'll wait for Felipe to line up here. know these side acts are very popular with not only the fans but the drivers as well. They all love them. So even though it's not for any points, just for bragging rights, everyone has a blast with them. Everybody wins. So can't wait to get this underway. And they're off. Slight edge to Coop. It's going to be Coop. Going to come home with the win here. Great race from both, though. Philippe did a little bit of my mistake. Great to not to the same extent, but he hit the cars a little bit too fast, and that slowed him down. Now for the final race of the first side act, it's going to be Patrick, the old school fan, versus Coop. And weirdly enough, the same run quality here. If R's in chat here. I wonder for Coop. And they're off. Dead even off the line. They both handle the cars perfectly. It's going to be Coop, though. Coming across the line with a lot more speed. I think Patrick got a little bit sideways on the cars, not to slow them down. But what a great race run from Coop. He's going to celebrate around for these Manchester fans. Let him hear you, everybody. Some nice donuts.
How about that for the Rock Crawlers again? Really, really great stuff, as we've just seen there. Now we're currently just finishing up the racing bracket. So, Steven, going into the Monster Truck Racing Competition, of course, our main event of the evening, and obviously, after our main event, there's more, which is just fun for the fans. But going into our last points competition of the evening, are there really, like, a lot of nerves going into this, especially with what we saw with qualifying and how close it was?
There's always nerves going to any competition, any race. But I feel like for this one, it's a little bit different because it's not necessarily you can't really make too many mistakes considering it's on it's not they're not turning anyway. It's just a straight shot. So it's really going to come down to the timing of when you take off, which is the only place you can really which is the only place you really can make a mistake. So it's going to be very interesting to see how every driver like takes off at the starting line, because in my because it's going to be so close, in my opinion here, I think it's not going to be necessarily made once you hit the cars. It's going to be made when you take off from the start line. So it's going to see be quite interesting to see how every driver handles that.
And now for Patrick, if you're still here. So the racing competition is just about to begin, our main event of the night. What is your thoughts going into this after seeing what happened in our qualifying competition, which, as of right now, is the closest qualifying we've ever had?
Yeah, definitely the closest one we've had. Normally, the guys that would go full throttle and all out, they kind of struggled a little bit on this short track, but I think Steven and I definitely have the edge going in this one, but there's only just one way to find out.
All right, Monster Truck fans, it is time for our main event of the night. Are you ready for Monster Truck Racing? We got some tough competitors that are about to show their stuff. And why not start the racing competition off with a bang with Season 1's big rivalry, as we've seen throughout the pretty much both off-stream and on-stream. It was Butter and Grape. Steven in Ghost Division and Grape Prower. Season 1 was driving Avenger. It was just close all the way up until that final event. It was just close the whole way through. And even though that these two are currently a little bit short from that #1 podium, They still have that rivalry, and now, after a little bit of a break, they are finally back and ready to continue off where they left off.
Oh yeah, definitely like a Tom Meents Dennis rivalry. That's for sure. And of course, my teammate Grave, he's really good. Steven's been pretty good. Let's see if they can continue this rivalry tonight as they're getting ready.
And yeah, Patrick, you'll do the commands. Fans, get your cameras out. It's the biggest rivalry of TF Motorsports. Steven Butterlord, Ghost Division, Great Power, Maximum Destruction.
Here we go.
Maximum Destruction's gonna come out, and we'll move on to the next round. And again, I'll be making these calls, again, because it might be delayed by others, but perfectly from my end by about a tire length, it was Maximum Destruction, so he'll move on to round 2. As now round 2 is fully set. Again, round 1 was just a quick little matchup because we have a 9-truck field. It's a little uneven, so we had to do a uneven bracket. And as you've seen, Greg Prowler moves on. As now, Steven now back into the booth, and he'll be helping out with the commands in the chat. Coming up next, it is going to be Patrick coming out of the booth back onto the track in Toxic, and he'll be facing off against the current point leader and currently on a 2-event streak. It is Adam in Goldberg.
Yeah, that's fine. That's great.
Alright, Steven will be given the command as we are just about to get started here. Let's see who will be getting it. Toxic Goldberg. Watching the chat.
And oh my goodness!
We're gonna have
Dead even!
I'm gonna have to look back at the live stream for this one. That was close. Really
That
close.
was almost dead even.
Between Toxic and Goldberg, who got it? All right, the stream is
on
playing,
my end.
Stream is playing back on my end. Let's take a look. Gonna watch the cars here. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I'm saying this here. From my end, I'm actually going to send a photo real quick. I just took the perfect screenshot, and from my end, again, we're only going to go from my end, since obviously I'm recording it. I got to be honest, it looks too close to call.
No way.
Hang on, take a look.
No way.
So I currently sent this on the server, and it's
Wow,
just
that looks dead even. That is dead even.
Fans, I can't believe I'm saying this, but we just had a tie.
That is incredible.
So oh my
I've
goodness.
never seen anything like this before.
Fans,
What a race.
we're going to have to rerun the race, and Coop made a good call. We're going to switch up the lanes. Toxic Goldberg tied in that race. So we're going to have
incredible.
as Joe Lowe would say, we're going to have a monster face-off. And man, oh man, Toxic Goldberg, both of them, are going to run one more time in order to move on to the semifinals. That is a first in TF Motorsports. I have never seen a tie in a monster truck race, ever. And fans, you've just seen history right there, right at the comfort of your home.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Now this race has a lot more.
Attempt
behind
number 2. Goldberg Toxic. And again, I'll be going from my end.
Oh my God, it's like
Another close one. We're gonna take
no one was dead even again.
let's take a look at the replay.
Oh my goodness, these two are on it today.
And again,
My gosh.
I'm watching the stream over. We're gonna see who got it. Grave making up a really good call. Have you ever? No, I've never.
No, I have never.
This
Oh my
time,
gosh.
I have a winner. Goldberg by just a pinch. Knocked off top.
Oh, I was so close.
Goldberg by a
What a
pinch.
fantastic series of races
Oh,
here.
the streak lives.
The streak
Wow.
almost dies, but it continues on. Wow.
Adam and Goldberg will move on to the semifinals. What a what a fantastic start to round number 2.
I'm going to
That's
say
gotta
this
be-
right now.
That's the
Race of the season. Already, I'm calling it race of the season.
Oh
You're
my-
not going to get anything better than that.
I was so freaking close. So close.
Be proud of yourself, though.
Wow.
That was incredible.
Oh my goodness. All right. So next up, it's scheduled to be Coop and Son of a Digger against Omar and Gravedigger. It is pretty much the battle of the Gravedigger team. Coop looks like he's
I
just
can't be
kinda-
too upset.
Coop's kind of warming up here.
Yep. I can't be too upset about me losing because I did really well in qualifying. So at the end of the day, I don't really care. Don't bother me. I'm just here to put on a show.
I'm going to be honest. Either way, it would have sucked if any of you lost. I wish there's a way both of you could have won that, because that was absolutely incredible racing.
Yes.
This is why we love this sport.
Yep, that's exactly the reason why we're such passionate fans.
All right, Omar has been put on the 2-minute clock. It looks like he's texting, and Omar's out. He's a little busy, so Gravedigger qualifies but is unable to make it back to the racing line, so Omar gets a free pass. He'll have a shot to get at the undefeated streak of Adam and Goldberg, so Coop is able to continue on. Free pass for Coop and Son of a Digger. Sorry.
Graven,
Sorry for
Cooper
the
calling you out there
Yeah.
a little bit.
yeah, sorry for the little bit of a slip of the tongue. I do that quite a bit. So Coop gets the pass, so he'll be facing off against Adam. Omar was unable to make it as he just made the call, but he will try freestyle as a little exhibition, especially for the Gravedigger fans. So excuse me for that miss up. So next up we have Wart and Crusader going off next. Wart and Crusader will be facing off. Wart has had a pretty good presence on TF Motorsports, and Crusader making his event debut. This is his first appearance as he is driving Hail to the King, and he's had a pretty decent start. He had a pretty decent qualifying time, but now let's see how he does in this racing style, in this racing environment. But again, it's a little different because it's not a full racing course. It's just a straight line course.
Normally, I'd
Yep.
say I'd feel bad for Crusader here because he's getting kind of thrown to the wolves against a veteran like Wart. But with a race like this, anybody can win. So maybe Crusader can pull off a huge upset here. You never know.
Yeah, we'll
Yep,
see.
you just never know.
Crusader, Hail to the King, Warthog in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, and
Yep.
Wart has
Do I
had
dare pull off
a-
the Duke Nukem line? Hail to the king, baby.
we love our references. And yeah, these are two different chassis, two different chassis setups. So we'll see which one's more superior in this quick racing course. All right, here we go. Hail to
Oh,
the
wow!
king!
The king!
Guess-
Hail to the king, baby! He wins it!
Yeah.
Wow.
An upset is pulled over Warthog. Incredible from the newcomer.
Oh yeah, that's definitely for sure.
Hail to the king.
Maybe
We'll move
those
on.
maybe that higher chassis is helping him up with the cars a little bit, make it a little bit easier to go over, especially because Warwick's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle was a lot lower down.
All right, last race of round number 2. It is going to be Felipe in Uproar against Grave Prower in Maximum Destruction. That's going to be your next race here tonight. And it'll be the last race for round number 2 before we get to the semifinals. And Grave Prower got a victory in racing. He's starting to really get it here. As qualifying, he was kind of using the brake, but here he just learned he has to just gas that thing all the way, and that got him the win in round 1. But now we're going to see how he does here against Felipe in Uproar. He is looking to try to get to that semifinal round.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
And there we go. Both
There they
trucks are
go.
loaded in.
I know
Oh,
after
yeah.
beating me, Grave is on a high right now, so he wants
Yeah.
to win this entire event now.
Yep, he definitely wants to.
Hope you fans are enjoying this incredible arena racing action here live on TF Motorsports. Again, want to thank some of the guys for helping us out here tonight. We're super stoked to see who moves on to the semifinals. It's either Maximum Destruction or Uproar.
All right, just waiting on the. Oh, there we go.
Uproar, Maximum Destruction. Here we go. Waiting for that line. Oh!
Oh, Felipe
Red-
jumps!
Red light. A red light for Uproar. Maximum Destruction just got handed the victory there.
Yep.
Unfortunate for Felipe.
Yep.
That was interesting. I don't wonder what happened there.
Got a
I
little
was
too
try-
excited.
Yeah, he definitely got a little too excited. Before I could even go green, he just immediately takes off.
I think possibly because the chat disappeared, it threw him off. He thought that was the red. And then when you put it in red, he thought that was the
Yeah.
green and he just went. So tough break for Felipe.
Yeah.
You know he's gonna.
I
wanna
mean,
put
I
that
have been
stronger,
I have been consistent. I have been consistent with the red and green, so I haven't made any wrong errors or anything. So
Yeah, it's
just to
not you.
clarify.
It's just a mistake. It's not on you.
Okay,
That's a
yep,
costly
yep.
win.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
now,
That's
this
for
is gonna
sure.
be a great race.
and now
Oh yeah.
here he comes pulling onto the track, the undefeated Adam in Goldberg. Now he's facing off against a heavy hitter. It's Coop and Son of a Digger. These two are going to put on a clinic here in the semifinal. Winner goes to the championship round against the driver who will be winning in the next race after this.
The thing is, last time these two faced off in Anaheim, they had one of the closest races of the season,
This could get
and
even
just last
closer.
round.
Here we
Yeah, it's gonna be
go.
even closer.
I'll be making the call here. Watch the red. Watch the green.
Wow.
Oh! Gonna have to currently...
Looks like Goldberg.
Gonna have to take a look at the replay quick just to verify who won. And
Yep.
who'll be moving on to
It
the
looked
final
like-
round.
It looked like from my end, it looked like Goldberg, but we'll have you get the official call.
Yeah.
All right. Now it's going through the stream. Goldberg is gonna move to the championship round, And-
The streak lives on so far.
and it was just by.
Oh yeah.
It was very, very, very close, but Goldberg is gonna move on to that championship round. But the question is,
Yep.
who will Adam face? We're about to find out right now. It's Crusader and Grave. Hail to the King versus Maximum Destruction.
Yep, definitely looks like the Kansas City Chiefs right now, looking undefeated, although they just lost to the Buffalo Bills a couple of weeks back. But yeah, definitely undefeated for Adam,
Oh man,
as these two will now pull to the line.
I don't even
Hey,
have
what
to
was-
put a ping or anything. They're already at the line. They are chomping at the bit to try to get to the undefeated Goldberg truck.
I will say
Yep, they
this.
definitely want a piece of. They definitely want a piece of that Goldberg.
Oh, they're both
Definitely.
ready. Here we go. Oh my gosh!
Wow.
What a race!
Gonna have to take a look at the replay once again. Again, these races are awesome, as we've seen neck and neck every single time. And now we're gonna have to see who won that one. Again, it was super, super close. Taking a look now at the replay from the TF Motorsports stream. And we're gonna see who got it, as I'm gonna put it in slow motion just to be safe here. It's going to be Maximum Destruction from my end. Maximum Destruction championship round. So it's going to be Goldberg, Maximum Destruction. The battle of the futuristic SUVs is finally happening.
Yeah, but Crusader can definitely leave with his head held high. Fantastic run for the rookie. Great first event.
Yeah, he did fantastic. Shout out to him. And now I'll be making this call in full, as this is it. The championship round, Goldberg, Maximum Destruction, the futuristic SUV battle.
I will tell you this: a woman's chest. That woman's chest is coming back to bite me.
We're going rowdy in Manchester.
God,
another close one.
Dead even on my end.
Taking a look at the replay. Who got it?
I will tell you this: whoever wins, my woman's chassis comment back in qualifying is gonna definitely come back and bite me.
Oh yeah.
All right, now we're gonna slow down once again and make that call, as I'm now having it on stream and I have it at 0.25 at speed, so I can see it frame by frame on who made it to those cones first. Oh, it's close. I'm going to have to take a look one more time. It's one of those races that was just neck and neck. The jump was perfect from both drivers. And
on my end, it looked dead even.
And it's all from that jump from the car. All right, I got it one more time. I'm going to take a screenshot. Grave with a good start. And Adam with a good start. Frame by frame, right to the cones. Just by a hair, I got the result. We do have a winner. And that winner of the racing competition is Grave Power Maximum Destruction.
Yeah!
Snatches the streak.
The streak is snapped.
Incredible race! First race of the season. Unreal. We have a screenshot, and yes, by just a pinch of a tire, Maximum Destruction wins in Manchester.
What a great racing event we've had today. I thought nothing could beat last week. Last week was fantastic, but my gosh, these events seem to just be getting better and better. I cannot wait for the next one in Toronto. But we still got a lot more to do here today.
This was the best racing competition from top to bottom. Even a simple racing course could put on some of the best racing. And I'm currently a little out of breath. I got a little headache. But man, Grave Power Maximum Destruction gets his first win of Season 2, looking to try to defend both titles.
Oh, yeah.
My gosh, that must be truly an elation to knock off somebody who's been this dominant for the past 2 weeks. Is incredible.
Oh, yeah.
He's still celebrating. It's been about 2 minutes. He's still nonstop. This is a whole separate freestyle
again
for a celebration.
Grave is just jacked up right now. He got it done, and oh my goodness, I'm even though I'm feeling just a little bit under the weather, I'm still able to process that we've just had the best racing competition. Seriously, that was insane. And
all right,
I believe we might be hearing from Grave after that racing victory. And we got him unserver muted, so. And who's currently at the floor with Grave?
I am.
All right, Patrick. So you got the mic. Graves right there. He's unserver muted. Take it away.
All right, Grave, you pulled an absolute upset over Adam and Goldberg. How are you feeling right now?
Feels good to be home, basically. Straight drag, yeah. Qualifying, I wasn't focused. I'm gonna be straight up honest. I wasn't focused for qualifying, and I knew let that get to me, but remember, listen, it was qualifying, we was distracted, we could come back for this. And each race, the nervousness kept going. I kept getting nervous each race, going from Butter to Fifi to Crusader and now to Adam. Here's the thing: me and Adam, we have faced before in a championship race. So even though he won that one, mainly because I was put in a bad lane, but GG's to him. Adam is one of the best drivers. He fits Goldberg perfectly. Like seriously, when he's in Goldberg, I think of Tom back in the early 2000s. And when I see Muscle Max Construction, I think of the 2010s. So I definitely know this was definitely a feast. I see someone in the chat definitely enjoyed that race. I think it was a prediction too. It said Goldberg was Maxi Finals. I think that was when the red light happened for Fifi. So I'm just glad I got the win. We finally getting up in points. At least I did say I wasn't gonna focus on trying to win this season. I was just gonna let everyone else have the time because since everything's different, I'm just gonna kick back and relax. But when it comes to this type of racing, yeah, I'm gonna be back there on the victory circle. Oh man, I gotta thank Jesus for that one, for getting the win. I definitely know Adam was one of the best drivers. Crusader debuting definitely had me basically intimidated me a little. Butter, of course, a classic rivalry, and Fifi, a classic rivalry. I'm just glad that this show has that intense racing, and I can't wait to see how we're gonna pull off freestyle because we don't have much here. Is anyone available to go Junkyard? Butter, are you available to go Junkyard get some more stuff so we could crush?
Yep. Anyway, so give it up for Grave Power, my teammate in Maximum Destruction. He will take the win tonight over Adam and Goldberg.
Talk about a fantastic racing competition from top to bottom. And Grave Power defied the odds and managed to become the racing winner here in round number 3. But coming up is going to be some go-karts. We're going to have a little bit of fun here tonight as we are set and ready for some go-kart racing. It's going to be a little fun. We got some round-arounds, pretty much kind of Chicago style, around the cars. So that's what's going to happen next. As drivers will be able to put in their go-karts and they will be able to go ahead. And yeah, pretty much now the pressure's off at this point. And here come some go-karts. Again, with our events, we love a little bit of side act action. And take a look. We got some go-karts ready to do a little bit of racing for you fans. Got a total of about 4 go-karts that will be making up here in this race. Make that 5. 5 go-karts. And from the size of this track, we'll be going 5 laps around. Felipe brings out Grim Reaper. Patrick brings out Gunslinger, paying tribute to Scott Hartsock. Steven Butterlord bringing out the Xbox Bigfoot. Crusader bringing out the old school Barefoot. And Grave Power bringing out the Dale Earnhardt go-kart. 5 laps around. They're going to do Chicago style around the cars. 5 laps around. This is going to be very, very exciting. And they're going to watch the red, and then they're going to watch the green. And then it'll just be a nice little fun little battle. Watch the chat. Here we go, 5 laps. Grave Power sleeps at the line. Felipe with a really, really good start. Patrick just T-bone into those cars. Oh my, they are all crashing in the corner. Only 2 drivers and there's still 4 laps to go. Steven and Grave, mixing up names again. Lap 3, Grave and Steven just lapped the whole field. About to approach 2 laps to go. It's Grave Prower in the Dale Earnhardt car. No! Steven's got the lead now. About to be approaching the white flag. It's just a landslide victory. And fittingly enough, it's Bigfoot. The Xbox Bigfoot truck. Grave Prower flipped over again. Checkered flag. It's Steven and the Xbox Bigfoot doing a little win. And fittingly enough, before Bigfoot's 50th anniversary next year. Let's give it up for Crusader, Steven, Patrick, Grave, and Felipe putting on a show in our go-kart racing. But we are not done yet. We still have Exhibition Freestyles. And Grave Prower is just going to be fooling around a little bit with that go-kart for a quick second. He's going to roll it over one more time. Why not? Oh my. Grave is just made of steel at this point. Kind of a little
More
bit of
steel than man.
Yeah, still the man he is. That's why he is the 2-time defending champion. And now...
I think you say it like Superman.
And now, now guys, we have our... pretty much one of our favorite parts of the show, and that is the exhibition freestyles, where there is no pressure, no scores, no time. The only thing they got to watch out for is the remote ignition interrupter, or if they're in the voice chat, they have to hear it. So this is pretty much where the drivers are just going to show their stuff, show off, and maybe practice for the other freestyle tours out there. And we're super excited to see what happens here. So first is going to be Felipe in a different truck, again with exhibitions. He loves to show his stuff sometimes. And right here he has the Nail Bullet Devilish Motorsports truck.
Yep.
Looks to be sick looking Dodge Ram truck. Doesn't bring out obstacles, he just goes with the flow.
Absolutely. He always looks great when he does.
Yep.
Oh, nicely done right there. Back for the yellow lane. Little bit of car crushing again. Patrick, you are probably loving this here. Just nice old school exhibition car crushes. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
REI.
Wow.
He's done.
Yep. I definitely like the old school car crush. Especially with the old leaf spring trucks as well. That's always awesome to see.
Yeah, but I don't think Felipe's gonna be happy with that. He just absolutely ate it hard on his roof, but I think he definitely filled these fans here in Manchester for sure.
All right, so coming up next, we're gonna have Crusader go up next. If he would like to participate.
I will say this: I've done a few shows with Crusader, play with him just for fun. He's very, very good at freestyle. This is definitely where he shines, and that NAMT chassis is definitely going to help. So I'm very excited to see what he can do on this floor.
Shout out to Connor Bauer. He just went onto the multiplayer server. Also, shout out to the Carnage tour. Very high quality tour. You should definitely check that out.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so...
I might give it a check out one of these days.
And yep, so Crusader, Hail to the King. Again, different type of chassis. Really nice hits there as he's going over the cars.
Yep.
Here's a bit of, I guess, trivia for you. You remember last season on the last event, I made that little announcement how I had that other friend lined up to help to join in a little like rivalry going on. Crusader was that guy, so I'm glad he performed so well today, because we're not really necessarily a team, but we are really good friends, so we're kind of like teaming up for this joining in the rivalry. So it's gonna be a lot of fun to compete with him, and see him absolutely tear it down here in Manchester, which he does seem to be doing pretty well. Gets some huge air, nicely done.
Oh, yeah.
Just manages to stop it before he hits the
Yep.
retaining wall.
And
The
yeah,
old Thunder Nationals from the early 90s did not have a van stack. They were just 2 lanes of crushed cars. And it wasn't until months
my
later.
gosh, huge
Woo,
air,
baby.
some monster
yeah.
air.
Yep. Oh, yeah. It wasn't until much
Absolutely.
later that they started adding the van in the early 2000s.
Look at
That's
them.
the real donuts there, right by the
Old school
wall.
donuts. That was some really good donuts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Oh,
Oh,
baby.
Roll the overhood. Save it, baby.
He's
Nice
got it.
save. What
Oh,
a
yeah.
save.
We love exhibitions. Again, there's no pressure. People are still watching him though, but
Oh my.
he's got freedom.
Yep.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, Dan Evans, the first move. Save it.
And
And
done.
he got it. That's me. Oh, I hide.
Yeah, he's done now.
He
He got
got
onto the barrier, but still, great first show in Crusader, making his TF Motorsport debut in Hail to the King. He did a fantastic job on his first event here on TF Motorsports.
Absolutely. He can leave with his head held high, making it all the way to the semis and putting on a fantastic exhibition freestyle. What a great run from Crusader and Hail to the King.
All right, so currently we're taking a look at the lineup. Coming up next, we're going to bring out the Turtle, Warthog, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. He'll be next up to go in our little bonus exhibition freestyles. Again, want to thank the TF Motorsport crowd who is coming in here and watching our event here tonight. As we're right now at the exhibition freestyles, the last part of our evening. And now we got Warthog in the house in TMNT.
See what he can do. Warthog is also a great freestyler. So
Oh, yeah.
see what he can do.
Yep.
Out of the sewers and into the arena. Warthog and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle monster truck ready to go for his exhibition run.
Yep. Oh, he
Nice,
clears the
yeah.
entire lane. He clears the entire lane of crushed cars. Kind of reminds me of what Tom Metz did at World Finals 2.
Going for that van. Again, we've seen some pretty good hits off that. Kind of plowed through it that time. He's got to watch out for
Yeah.
the
Yep.
ball. Oh,
only
crossbred. There you go.
That's something different.
Thing is with these obstacles here, they're all very sharp. So even though you don't need it, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of speed. You can get a huge amount of air off them, which is very, very good for these fans here in Manchester.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he's crushing those cars down, and he's got some pretty good consistent hits. Look at him go here. Kind of turning the rear wheels on that one.
Ooh. Taps the wall a little bit, but he's still good.
Yep, he didn't go on the wall, so he's still good.
Yep.
There we
Nice
go. Nice
sky
sky
wheelie.
wheelie. That.
There we go.
Oh, reverse Dan Evans. There
Oh,
you go.
and he's doing a reverse
Nice,
move.
that's some even bigger air than
Yep.
Hail to the King. And that's a nice
Oh.
wheelie again.
And again, what
My gosh.
And usually my tactic with these car jumps, usually to get a good sky wheelie, you hit the brake and then you gas it hard afterwards.
Right.
And as we've
Yeah.
seen, like with that right there, as he walks
like that.
over the cars, he
Yeah.
hit the brake before hitting the cars, and then he launched it, getting a nice catapulting, almost 90-degree angle.
Dragging the
Oh,
turtle
yeah.
all across this arena floor right now.
Yep.
This would be wheelie after wheelie. This is a fantastic run.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man. Uh-oh, and that's gonna be over right there.
Wow, that is definitely a scary rollover. When you're up like that on one of your front wheels like that, you just gotta gas it and hope it comes back. Otherwise, you know it's gonna hurt. And unfortunately for Warthog, that hurt.
How about it for Ward and TMNT? making his Season 2 debut after a great showing in the season finale previously. And now he has his official ride for Season 2, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Now coming up, we're going to have Patrick and Toxic go up next in our exhibition freestyles. As he's
Patrick,
had...
of course. There you go.
So he's had a really, really good first few events. And for racing, he's been impressing us. Because as we've seen, usually he's more of a freestyler, but racing, he's really been stepping up his game as of late.
Yeah, he only lost racing due to it being the closest racing in history of this tour. That's
Yeah,
that's what it takes for him to lose.
And he
could win almost anything.
He was neck and neck with at the time the
Oh my
driver who
God.
had the undefeated streak before Grave Snatcher. But man, Patrick really making a name for himself, and now he's gonna do a little bit of a fun exhibition, showing the fans why he loves this style of track, a nice old school Thunder National style.
Yeah, and I was gonna say at the beginning before I accidentally cut you off there. He's gonna be right at home on this track. This is definitely right up his alley, so I'm expecting him to throw it down, which he seems to be doing real well right now. And some nice donuts.
Little one spin, quickly goes back to the yellow lane. Again, nice sky wheelie. We're seeing some pretty good sky wheelies here in these exhibitions.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a fan favorite and definitely one of my favorites. Oh my!
Tried to go for a little new school on the old school track, but it just didn't stick fully. He's gonna go again.
Go again. Now it sticks. Nicely done. Reminds me a little bit of
Popper.
Oh boy. Of Iron Man back in 2012 in that arena show. I think it was Scott Buto who was driving it. But that was got some old school reverse donuts now, mixed up with the new and the old.
Man, how about it for Patrick? Another great sky wheelie. He's currently in Sky Wheelie City right now with all the sky wheelies he's putting up.
Absolutely. But something I've noticed about all these exhibitions, all these drivers have fantastic momentum. I was gonna send him over.
Over he goes. He's not coming back from that.
Yeah, maybe he had a little bit more room he could have, but unfortunately on a floor this size, you're not gonna get that room.
Patrick making more fans as he had a great showing. And now we're about to get our next run in. Wow. I'm still catching my breath from that.
Yeah, that was one heck of a rollover. And so, like I said before the flip, most of these drivers in these exhibitions have great momentum, which is kind of insane to see because normally momentum, you'd think of doing it for a scored freestyle, but that just shows how skilled these drivers are. That even in exhibition, their instincts tell them just to go for go for momentum. So it's very.
Oh yeah, that's definitely for sure. I don't really have to go as hard as I would if it was normally a scored one, so I can go at whatever pace I want, but there's nothing wrong with momentum at all and keeping the fans on their feet.
All right, now we have our next run about to take center stage. We have Adam, and he's switching paints for his little exhibition. Again, with exhibitions, you can choose whatever truck you want, but the main competition, you got to use the same truck the whole time. So he knows this. He drove Goldberg in racing, and now he's bringing out Team Men's for his exhibition. How about it?
My, already. Huge sky wheelie starting it off. Great start off. Another one. That was cool.
Went from the car to the van with that. That was insane.
Not only that, he actually stuck the back tires perfectly on top of the roof of that van. That is some skill.
As we've seen in Tampa, Adam is not just a great racer, but he also has incredible freestyle skills, as we've seen with that run last week.
Oh yeah.
Always a scent in that.
Oh.
Big hit after big hit. Definitely.
tell he's
Oh,
unhappy about getting his streak snapped.
oh
wait.
yeah.
He's got this. He's got it. Yup, there you go.
We got
There
it.
you go.
What a save!
Keep it going, man. Keep it going. There you go.
Go another one. Nice bicycle and a moonwalk.
Nice.
Oh, this is sick.
My goodness. I was gonna say, you can tell he's upset about having his streak snapped. So he's throwing it down here in this freestyle.
Man.
Yep.
Some
Cyclone
real fast
time.
noted. My gosh.
Oh,
Oh no. Oh
he's-
yeah, he was in no man's land.
Yeah, he's done now.
When you get caught like that, there's no saving it. Yeah, he absolutely dug his nose into the cars and just did not have enough momentum to bring him around. Unfortunate break, but what a run
Yes.
from Adam and Team Mints.
Yeah, he put on some really good hits, as we've seen. Some great saves.
Oh yeah.
He was just winging it. Even with that small amount of space, you know that he is a skilled driver. He's been here for a long time.
Oh yeah. He's definitely a skilled driver just by judging that run.
All right, I think Steven is now going to go out of the booth and into his truck for his exhibition now.
Yep. Let's see what Steven does in that beautiful 1950 Chevy panel truck
Hey, at least
known
I
as
won't
the
go to jail
Ghost
this time.
Division. Yep.
Again, it's been a very, very great night of action. As we've seen with qualifying, it was close the whole way through. Racing was just insane. And then our side acts also delivered.
Yep.
And now, more freestyle. Big
Oh,
Skyrim
straight
to
up
start.
90 degrees.
Steven and Ghost Division
Yep.
had the qualifying fast pass. He lost a little early in racing, but the qualifying performance is going to help him in points significantly. And now he's just going to
Yeah.
thrill these fans here in Manchester.
Oh yeah. Definitely a pretty good freestyle. He's definitely put on some pretty awesome freestyles in the past, and
my.
oh boy,
What was that?
that was a pure gravedigger move. Oh yeah. Oh, boy. Oh, baby.
and nope. Again, he ran out of room. He's out of bounds.
Yep. That was awesome what he did, but it's unfortunate that he had a little bit of a short run, but he still managed to put on a show, and that's all that matters.
And yeah, with these smaller
Yep.
floors, you really got to watch out for those barriers. You can tap them, but
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't go over. Going over, that ends your run right away.
Yep.
All right, so I believe we have two more
Oh, yeah.
drivers in our exhibitions. We're going to try with Coop, I believe. He is not in voice chat, but we'll still ask if he wants to go.
Hey, at least I didn't kill any fans this time. We can come back.
Oh yeah.
Actually, never mind. Make that three drivers,
Oh, yeah.
actually. Three drivers. We're going to try Coop first. If he can't make it, then we will try Grave after, and then
Yep.
after that, then we'll try with Omar. So we'll currently put him on the 2-minute clock. So while we are currently trying to get my brain into like the right, spot. Going into these next few exhibition runs, what's your thoughts of this whole overall event? Start with you, Steven.
This event has been non-stop action and drama from the moment it began to now. Qualifying being the closest qualifying we've seen in this season so far, with multiple races having to be reviewed, one of which had to be rerun because there's a dead even tie, to Adam's streak being snapped, to these amazing freestyles. These events just keep getting better and better, but this one has been absolutely world class.
And that's amazing coming from a small arena floor. Patrick, what's your thoughts?
Definitely the best event we've had for season 2. Definitely. I'll tell you what, the closest race we've ever had in TF Motorsports history, it definitely looked like a scene out of the the movie Cars when Lightning McQueen, Chick Hicks, and whoever that blue car was, I can't remember his name. But anyway, what was that?
King Strip Withers.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, definitely the closest race we've ever had on TF Motorsports by far.
It reminded me of I think 1992 or 1993, where Dennis Anderson and Gary Porter, Gravedigger, Carolina Crusher on Monster Wars, tied, and they had to go again. And I believe Gary Porter got it the second time. So now on the floor is your racing winner, and of course your double defending champion, both for racing and for the points championship from season 1, Grave Prower in Maximum Destruction, having a successful night here in Manchester. A little struggle in racing, qualifying, but racing was where he thrived and beat Adam right at the line on the final race of the night.
Looks like he wants to recreate that win. He's lining up for the racing lane to start off.
And I know.
Oh yeah.
I know we got a few Grave Prower fans in the chat, and he's about to thrill those fans. What a start! Oh my!
Nice.
Nice.
Pure driver skill, and we were talking about this at the beginning of the show. Finesse.
Yep.
That was a great start right from the word go.
Yeah.
And
And
again,
of course, a very, very skilled freestyler.
And it was just, man, this is definitely Grave Prower's night. Again, he's been struggling a little bit the last 2 events, but now he finally found the diamond in the rough, and now he's hoping to try to continue that success going into next week, which we go to Toronto. We'll see how he does there.
Yep.
My hometown track.
Oh yeah. Yep. And of course, my hometown track will be in Foxborough in a couple of weeks as well. Can't wait to see that as well.
Nice air over the van, cross-threading it, clearing it perfectly.
Yep. Nice. Brace reverse move over that van.
A little bit of reverse donuts going on for Maximum Destruction. Again, Grave Prower, definitely a freestyler, as we've seen many times, well, in a row. And of course, on his YouTube channel, he's recorded many freestyle runs on different tours he's competed, as well as just regular runs on single player. And he's just talented from top to bottom.
Oh yeah, definitely a very talented guy as well.
Oh my, reverse!
Nice reverse move!
Nicely done!
There's that signature
Those are
reverse.
very difficult to do.
Yeah, that's a signature move that he's known to do, as we've seen, both in Avenger and now Max D.
I'm definitely going to have to try and learn that myself, because doing like reverse saves and reverse bicycles are very difficult for me to do. So, and it's great to see like that kind of art of not only it being on 2 wheels.
Nice.
Oh, nice. But since in reverse, everything is flipped, so it's very hard to actually program your brain to react accordingly. So that just shows how skilled Grave really is under with that truck. It's like a second body to him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
And he is just going at it here, hitting the cars, hitting the vans in different directions, and now he's really starting to gas it.
Yeah.
And again, with this type of track, it's tough to do a lot of these different hits, but Grave is finding ways to kind of move away from those and really. I thought he was going to kick it right there on those cars. There he goes.
Here we go.
Saves it.
Oh, wait. He's got
it. He's got it. What a save.
And he's going to roll it up again.
Save it again. Oh,
he's done.
But wow, what a save.
Oh, vintage Grave, and there it goes. Truck smokes a little bit.
What a great run from Grave Power. My gosh.
Vintage Grave Power, Maximum Destruction. Truly living up to the name.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely living up to that name for sure.
As now he's going to tow that truck back down, as we're going to try to get Omar and Gravedigger in here, and then we'll wrap up the night here live at Manchester. And again, next week, Toronto, qualifying racing is going to be a little bit different because we'll be back on dirt, and we'll see how these drivers do. And of course, we'll have 2 side acts that night, and we'll have freestyle, of course, exhibition. It'll be a very, very fun night coming up next Friday. Stream begins 7:45 for the pre-show, 8 p.m. for the main event.
Yep.
Yep, I cannot wait. Rogers Center, like I said, my home track, only about an hour and a half away, not even, like more like 20, 30 minutes away. Great floor, massive, really, really big, and an interesting racing style, because it's a typical racing style you'd see at, for example, Phoenix. However, instead of going on the inside, you actually start on the outside and go outside
Yep.
in. So it's gonna be very
And of course-
interesting to see how these drivers handle that.
Yep, and we've also have seen these racing styles in New Orleans and of course Anaheim as well, and Los Angeles in 2012 as well.
Mm-hmm.
I like the comment in the live chat. DJ Barnes put Tom Earnhardt. I like that. I like that though.
Oh my.
That's awesome.
That's gonna go right to Graves' head.
Alright, so currently no word on Omar as of right now. So while we're currently waiting if Omar can make the call, so going into Toronto, what's your thoughts going in? So we'll start with you, Steven. Toronto, obviously you said it's your hometown show. What's your thoughts going into that?
I'm very excited. Of course, I want to go big for my hometown crowd, but I really need to get my points total up because I seem to be doing well in qualifying. I do pretty well, but when it comes to racing, it's either I get unlucky or just nothing or I get drawn with someone who just had a bad day and absolutely smokes me like today. So I'm really curious to see how I can handle it and how everyone else handles it. The track's very different though. It's a weird mix between, it's almost tacky and loose at the exact same time. So it's gonna be really difficult to actually handle. It's gonna be actually really difficult to handle around the corners because like they change so much.
All right, and Patrick, what about you? What's your thoughts?
I'm definitely excited for Toronto. Our first time out of the country, up in the Great White North of Canada. Definitely a pretty good place at the Rogers Center. This track is pretty awesome as well. Lots of cool obstacles and stuff like that. So I'm really excited for Toronto, and the track in racing is extremely tacky in one of those in both of those corners. So you really gotta have your A game dealing with that track.
And yep, and now making the announcement, unfortunately, Omar seems to be completely away, so he will not be making it back as he hasn't sent a message or anything. So, it looks like Grave might not be done. Bring in Maximum Destruction back out.
What on earth is he planning?
He must be planning something big.
Yep, he brings back out Maximum Destruction. He put Tom Earnhardt in. Alright, so it's going to be a little bit of a Maximum Destruction bonus run for the fans of Manchester, as this is going to be the last run of the evening before we are going to go off the air. And
no!
My!
That
Why
was
not?
spectacular.
Trash in the truck one
One
more
hit
time.
wonder, but spectacular one hit. What a great run. There's only one hit, but uh-oh.
Unfortunately, I can't see the trucks, but we do. Spare chassis still broken. I forgot. All right, so that was a really, really good event here in Manchester. Again, Toronto is going to be our next stop. Want to thank everybody for hopping on here. Congratulations in qualifying to Steven in Ghost Division, and congratulations in racing Grave Prower Maximum Destruction. Want to thank everybody for tuning in live here on TF Motorsports. We'll see you in 1 week at Toronto. I'm Thomas Frasco. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.